should you walk or run? Now, I will say that the answer depends on what your goals are. So, specifically for fat loss, when it comes to cardio, the types of cardio you're doing, people debate between high intensity and low intensity. The thing is that you would obviously think that running is much better because you're working your body and you're getting your blood pumping and flowing, you're going to burn more calories. That is true. But the answer actually is quite different than what you're realizing. So, again, lean is law. And so if you're trying to get lean, walking is going to be much better for you. Because the thing about doing walking and low intensity cardio is that low intensity cardio actually burns fat. You have your 3 macros, you've got your protein, carbs, and fat. When you walk, your body is actually going to take from the fat storages and use that as energy. Because you're walking, your body is going to take the fat and it has the time to turn it into energy. So when you're walking for a long while, you're going to be burning that. That's why if you fast for a while, you're in the middle of a desert, your body's going to turn it into fat because it's over a long period of time. If you do high intensity cardio, your body is more likely going to grab the carbs that you have already eaten and it hasn't stored them in your body as fat. Your body's going to take the carbs because it's more readily available and actually turn that into energy. That is why doing fasted cardio in stomach is much better than just normal cardio. So to answer the question, I would say walking is better if you want to lose weight for multiple reasons. Number one, walking is more sustainable. So most people, if they run a lot, like it happened to me, I eventually got tired of running and I was getting it just tired me out. I had too much going on in my day. And the thing is, I would run to make it go back quicker. But what often ends up happening is that running is such a high intensity exercise and movement is that it becomes an entire chore to do. So that's why you might dread it and not look forward to it. Whereas walking, you do every day. And just you want to aim for yourself getting 10,000 steps. That's easy. You can do that every day. So I would say go for that. Now, running, like I said, is less sustainable. Even though you are burning more calories, you do run the risk of overeating. So running obviously is going to sap your energy much more than walking, whereas walking is more just slow, even keel over a long period of time. By running, you're going to work up an appetite, and what ends up happening is that you end up overeating. So let's say you go for a 3-mile run, and it burns 100 calories. Well, your brain and stomach might interpret it as 200 calories, and then so you end up eating, oh, I earned this, but actually you didn't. So all you've done is just eaten 100 extra calories for the day. Between the two, walking is much better, and it's easier for long term. You want to keep that as your base. Running should be your sport that you do for fun. It is sort of like the icing on top of a very well-constructed cake. The best way to lose fat and build muscle is by walking, mixed with resistance training, and changing your diet. No. You can actually outwalk your diet, but I wouldn't recommend it because it has more of an effect on how you feel, your mood, everything like that. So to answer the question, it is much better to walk if you're trying to lose fat and build muscle, rather than just run constantly, because it is much harder for you to burn off calories than to gain them. But if you're walking at lower intensity, you'll be able to do that.